In this video, we'll talk about what has to happen to make meaningful and healthy change that benefits ourselves and everyone else. In earlier videos, we talked about how we handle our experience of life. We've discussed how what we experience as reality is really our perceptions and interpretations, and how even the most tangible of things are only meaningful because we perceive and interpret them as meaningful. We also discussed how all of this happens within our individual minds. There's no collective hard drive or central processor or unimind. Thus, real change only happens within individual minds, and making that change comes through navigating this cognitive cycle within the minds of everyone involved. Adding to the complexity is that for real sustainable change, we need a sophisticated solution that covers change at all levels: personal, interpersonal, group organizational, humanities societal, life, and the process meta level. Simplistic solutions only make things worse. Our solutions also need to be very sensitive to the fact that change is an individual process. While we frequently talk about change collectively, such as group, organization, or societal change, the actual change must happen in the minds of each individual involved. While we might go through similar change experiences together, we each ultimately experience them individually in our own ways, which can make us feel very alone. We also need to be sensitive to the fact that change disrupts our stability. We count on some level of stability in our lives just to make it through the day. Uprooting that stability can feel like a threat to our very survival. Which leads us to perhaps the most important aspect of healthy change: connection with our feelings. Our feelings are the only true sense we have of who we are and what our needs are. It's our only real sense of what is actually healthy. If we're inflicting change on others, we tend to run right over what's important to them, and even to manipulate them to believe that their feelings are not important. When we do this, we actually make the situation less healthy for those others, and probably for everyone involved. Change needs to bring us all closer to genuine value, which means it needs to start by helping us all reconnect with what's genuinely valuable to us. Learning is the only solution with the inherent sophistication to offer healthy change. We've mentioned a few times that learning is leverage, the science behind solving the world's problems. Let's talk about what that means. Earlier, we talked about all the problems the world is facing. It's as if you were asked to lift a 1,000-pound weight. It seems impossible, so we just give up. In reality, though, people lift huge weights like this every day using a scientific principle called leverage. If you understand the science behind leverage, a small amount of weight can easily lift huge amounts. Solving the world's problems seems impossible if we don't understand how to do it. Learning is the leverage that makes changing the world possible. If we understand the science of learning, we create magic results. Learning starts the virtuous cycle by helping us change ourselves. Changing ourselves is not about beating ourselves up about areas where we fall short. It's about connecting with our natural selves and achieving our potential. As we do, we'll start rediscovering our natural ability to handle situations gracefully, and will increase our ability to facilitate healthy change in others, thus changing the world by changing ourselves. As others become healthier, they'll in turn help us to be healthier, thus changing ourselves by changing the world. And the virtuous cycle will continue and spread, making us all healthier. As we become better learners, learning will help us build frameworks for real change, including helping us to work through the difficult feelings involved with change, gain more accurate understanding and more effective solutions, work together to change, solve, and create healthy and sustainable differences and scale the change. These frameworks will help us work together to rethink major questions such as who we are, what we think we know, what life is like, what's healthy and mature for each of us and for all of us, how we interact and relate, and the purpose of life. Rather than being stuck in the problems that seem unsolvable, we would transcend those problems, bringing in an age of humanity that allows us to be the best versions of who we are and get the most out of life individually and collectively. Learning is the magic solution that will help us realize our potential. If you join us on the journey, we can make big differences together.